Saints have an unfortunate habit of making rookie quarterbacks look good. They did so again against Tennessee, but this rookie quarterback, in my mind, has a chance to be a really good one. But I've been saying that since the draft. The New Orleans Saints falling short against the Tennessee Titans at home in overtime. They lost the coin toss. That did them in. They never saw the ball. 34-28. Titans a winner. Titans with 483 yards. Saints at 416. Drew Brees another very good game. Saints are now 12-15 all time in overtime games. Where do you start with this one? I'll start with Mariota. As I advocated before the draft, I was hoping the Saints would make a dramatic deal and trade up and get this guy because he is a great future quarterback in this league. Tremendous poise, mobility, can throw the routes, and he's got no weapons in Tennessee. None. His leading rusher going into the game at 203 yards. His best receiver, Wright, was out of the game, and he still makes plays. Now, there were fortunate plays with tip balls, but this kid performed extremely well. Brian, that's also an indictment of the Saints defense, which is no good. I mean, it's that simple. 31st in the league. They've proven it more than half the season. They're not any good, and injuries are not an excuse because everybody has them. So give Mariota all the credit in the world and give the Saints defense the credit they deserve, which is none whatsoever.
Yeah, you saw on that illustration, Mariota sets a rookie record for the numbers. The week earlier, Eli Manning throws 6 touchdowns, and you're absolutely right, Kenny. And you could see Mariota just pick up more confidence as this game wore on. And look, kudos go to the Tennessee Titans organization and Mike Mularkey, who's an outstanding coach, for pulling that whole franchise together after what transpired last week when they changed coaches, elevated him. This team, Tennessee had given up 28 sacks in 7 games, the most in NFL this season, and they didn't put a hand on Marcus Mariota Sunday. Now, something's schematically wrong, Ricky, when you can't get to him. Now, he's got a good release, he makes good decisions, but something is awry there.
Well, just looking at the pass rush, I mean, we tried to do it most of the day with a 4-man pass rush. We never did really get after this guy. Being out of the rookie quarterback, we're supposed to have blitz coming all over the thing. I mean, he supposed to seen so many blitz yesterday when he got home last night. He supposed to still been looking for blitz. Well, we didn't get after the guy. We didn't attack him like that. We're so worried about the secondary going to give up something big, and the rookie linebackers and stuff that they playing. And they didn't concentrate on the pass rush, but it should have been attack mode yesterday. At home, he should have sold all out, and we didn't do that.
The trajectory of the game was defined by 2 plays. The Saints should have had total control of this game early and put it to bed early, but they didn't do it because they can't handle a punt. Marcus Murphy fumbles a punt, and that leads to 7 points for the Titans. And then, of course, a fair catch interception, basically. One bad throw and decision that Mariota made was an easy play to make. Jarvis Byrd had a beat on it the whole way. He's the free safety. He rotates. He's there. He's basically waiting on it to make a fair catch. Here comes Keenan Lewis flying in to knock it away from Byrd, pop the ball in the air. Delaney Walker catches it, and he runs for a touchdown. That's good fortune, but it's also bad play. And you can say it's unfortunate too, but I think it kind of defines where you're at. Jarvis Byrd is a big-ticket item who's done nothing. And then, of course, there's Brandon Browner with 16 penalties. And by the way, several other flags that were picked up where infractions were not accepted against him. And then, of course, he goes off in the locker room afterwards, which, listen, leave your play on the field. Do your talking on the field. Ricky, you play the game. It's tough to talk after you lose. I understand that. And I was respectful of that. And you know that when I covered you guys when you played. Bottom line is you still have to ask questions regardless. In this case, he wasn't even being asked a question. He jumped in on somebody else. But I think that the very fact that he's that sensitive tells you that he knows he's not getting the job done. Am I right?
Well, I mean, you get guys when they get older like that, and he feel like he's being picked on, you know what I mean? He feel like the referee's picking on him, feel like everybody picking on him. So he got a lot of defense in himself. You can see that. But, only thing going to cure that is making plays and quit getting the penalties, and that's what the people are looking for.
Well, you're the player, Brian. You're the media guy, so talk about it from your perspective.
He should have been flagged in the locker room, okay? Because he interfered with a reporter just trying to do his job. It would be one thing if he'd asked Browner an offensive question, or at least a question that he felt was offensive. but he interrupted an interview that was going on, and that you just don't do that, okay? Now here's a veteran. We're not talking about a young player here. This guy's been in 2 Super Bowls the last 2 years. He was brought here to be a leader, okay? Not only on the field, but in the locker room, and he represented himself in a very poor manner. You ought to see the publicity around the league, okay? This guy is a bad cat right now, and you have to wonder about this acquisition. There's a reason why he's getting flagged, Ricky and Ken. There's a reason, because he's pulling on people. He's not playing football.
He plays with his hands.
Yeah.
He has to, because he cannot guard in space. That's obvious at this stage. So that comes back to the investment that you made initially, Ricky, because when you invest that kind of money, you have to expect productivity. Here's an older player playing cornerback who really can't run that well.
Well, and I think his position should be more like a free safety or a strong safety.
Or in the
I
box.
think, right, you got him in corner and he out there on the island, and at foot speed, he don't have that no more. So the only thing he can do by being tall and lanky is grab and try to control the receiver, because he can't run with him. So, I mean, what else can he do?
And then there's Jarvis Burden, who just, unfortunately, he's just the opposite. Very cooperative, nice young man. You want to see him do well. Unfortunately, it's not working. They're paying him a fortune, and they're getting little or no productivity whatsoever.
Yeah, when you bring in players like a Browner, okay, and he came in with a reputation that he was penalty prone, okay, well, he's taken it to a new level. My question is this, is that, look, at some point, your staff has got to say, he is hurting us. And, you can go down the games here. It's not just one game where Brandon has made a penalty that's really affected an outcome. He's done it on several occasions. So is the roster not that deep that he's got to be on the field? So, they got to make a hard decision.
And from a defensive perspective, if you want to have success in the NFL, you must get off the field on 3rd down. And if you get off the field on 3rd down, you typically win games. When you don't get off the field on 3rd down, you don't win games. Here's what the Saints did during the 3-game win streak. Look at that, 25%, 23%, 12%. That's how you win games. And then you look at yesterday, near 40%. That's not how you win a game. Ricky, they couldn't get off the field to save their lives on 3rd down against a poor offensive football team.
Yeah, and I'll tell you what, Tennessee, the running back, I mean, he ran the ball yesterday like, he was Gale Sayles or somebody. I was just wondering, where this guy been at the whole year. But it looked like when they come play the Saints, they found a new life, and that's what happened yesterday.
Well, talking with Malarkey afterwards, just to give an idea of what they did, they changed their whole scheme. I mean, obviously, Mariota's got a quick release, and they took advantage of that, and they changed their blocking scheme, and they wanted to make sure that he got rid of the ball quickly, and he does that anyway. But look, the Giants exposed this a week earlier. They're having a hard time in that inside slant. Every time they get in a red zone, they give it away, and it happened again yesterday.
Well, Drew Brees took more hits in this game than he'd taken in the previous month. He got whacked throughout the course of this game. Saints couldn't solve their protection issues for whatever reasons throughout the course of the game. And then there's the running game. The Saints have been running the ball effectively during the win streak. What happened against Tennessee? No running game to speak of at all. And they allowed Tennessee to have a running game. Here's the Saints. At Indianapolis, over 5 yards per carry against the Giants, 4 yards a carry against Tennessee, 2.5 per carry. Saints are 3-1 when they average 4.0 yards per carry or more. 1-4 when they're under that mark. It's pretty simple. Ryan, you run the ball effectively, you're probably going to win the game.
Yeah, generally I'll get on Peyton for not staying with the run, but Ingram carried the ball 22 times, but he only got 54 yards. And we talked about this, Kenny, as you go, where's C.J. Spiller? Okay, now they paid him a king's ransom. He's supposed to be the next Darren Sproles or whatever, and you don't see him on a regular basis. So you just wonder why is he here with this offense, because we don't see him.
And in particular with Kyrie Robinson being out, you figure you get more snaps. I know they're more confident in Ingram in terms of pass protection. By the way, Ingram got run over on one of those sacks, if you recall. Yeah. So, listen, I don't get it, Ricky. I mean, you acquire a guy, you want to use him in those 2nd and 3rd down situations.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, too, Tennessee, their defensive line kind of surprised a lot of us. I mean, they made a lot of plays. You see our defensive line, we didn't never get to the quarterback. I mean, we stayed on guys like Verco, and those guys rushed the passer. Drew Brees got hit a lot by those guys. They didn't have to bring a whole lot of linebacker and stuff. Those 4 guys up front did their job yesterday.
Well, they blitzed quite a bit, and they had success.
And they did a good job. You know what? Holding their hands up, okay? And look, Drew Brees is still 5'11", okay? And when you hold your hands up, he's even a shorter quarterback. So, you know, they've got to do a better job of building that tent around the middle and create those passing lanes for him, and they didn't do it yesterday.
Yeah, not good enough in any phase. Scored 28, that's good, but not great. And they didn't score any when it really mattered. And the kicking game played a part in that too, and we'll touch on that coming up as well. But bottom line is the Saints are 4-5, and they're going to Washington, D.C. before heading for the bye. sportsNOLAtv is presented by Premier Nissan of Metairie. Premier Nissan is located at 6636 Veterans Boulevard. Premier Nissan of Metairie is home to the Nissan College Grad Finance Program and the Lifetime Powertrain Warranty. Unlimited miles, unlimited time on every Nissan. You'll get a reliable and stylish new or used car at prices you can afford. Stop by, test drive your dream car today at Premier Nissan. Go to premiernissan.net and check out their expansive inventory. Back to talk NFL in a moment on sportsNOLAtv.